Welcome to the Lily Pad podcast. My name is April, and I'm your host. And I'm sitting here with Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hey, April.
How are you, sweetheart?
I'm good.
I'm glad. Every time she talks, she puts her face right on
I
the
feel like it's really far away.
It almost looks like you're going to go, eating the microphone. Let's just... Speaking of eating...
Actually, I sing, and you have to sing this close to the microphone when you sing.
I'm going to turn you down a little bit.
Yeah.
Keep doing
I'm away now.
No, you're fine. So, speaking of eating, one of the things that I want to incorporate into the show is making people eat stuff, and vice versa. Not typically things that are gross, like I did last year with you with those chips.
Oh, yes,
I was at Target today, and I was looking for weird flavored chips to see if I could make you eat some.
I told you there weren't a lot of them.
I didn't find any.
They were just hot things, really hot things.
Yeah, I didn't find anything. But
that's all they had at Shaw's.
Yeah, but you are eating a piece of cake. It's the Oreo cookie cake.
Yeah.
And I describe it as cake and brownies having a baby, and it tastes like an Oreo cookie.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
I mean, it's, she's very graceful when it comes to eating my food. She's eating it right now.
Yeah, it has the Oreo flavor.
I hope so. It is all cookie.
Yeah, but when you eat something dry.
Yes.
And then you change the consistency with the baking and the chemical reaction that happens. It might actually change it slightly because there's milk in it you added.
Yes, a cup of
milk. And milk has flavoring.
It does.
And you added that, so it changes the flavor a little.
And the teaspoon of baking powder.
Yeah, that also changes it.
It definitely
Baking
does.
powder has an aluminum flavor.
So it's an aluminum
Did you know that?
Oreo cake.
No, but you can buy it. You can buy it without without the aluminum flavor or something. There's some kind of one you buy. They tell you to buy when you're making chicken, like chicken wings.
Oh.
So it doesn't have an aluminum flavor when you coat them in baking powder.
I've never... have I done baking powder?
Have you done that one before?
Not with wings.
Oh, that's really good. That's actually better than anything I've ever had.
I did something similar to that with just pieces of chicken breast, but not actual wings. I'll have to try that.
You use the baking powder and...
Yep.
I think you dip it in, is it egg first or oil? I think it might be just water and then
it could be
baking
water
powder.
Or egg, maybe.
I don't know. You'd have to look it up, but
yeah,
it's really good. It's like the crispiest outside I've ever had. But if some people can taste aluminum and baking powder more than others, did you know that?
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised.
Oh, it's like. That's sort of like, if you have people in your family who can taste it, you need to buy the one without them.
They have that sensitive palate.
Yeah, they have like some kind of enzyme that breaks things down quicker or something.
I made I think it's General Tso's chicken. Like the HelloFresh, those kind of companies.
It is really good, though.
Isn't it good?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's very rich. You can't really eat a lot of it.
It's a super rich thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You should bring whatever's left of that home for Chuck.
So he could try it?
So he can try it.
Yeah, maybe.
Although, like I said, I should have taken it out about a minute earlier, but still, it's not dry. I know that.
No, not dry. It's super moist.
I did that with like a General Tso's chicken. It was like a coating. I want to say was it baking powder? I think it might have just been flour.
No, that one's a flour one.
I think it was just flour.
I've done that too.
So I got to tell you, I had a great day today, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
So my friend Jen calls me. I can't remember if you've met her or not. She's like, she had the day off, and she was wondering what I was up to and whatnot. And I said, I'm just at Target, doing a couple things, and I'll be home in a little while. And so we decided we're going to go for lunch. Now, she has a Jeep Wrangler.
Oh, she does?
Oh, yeah, she does.
Okay.
A bright orange, beautiful.
Wow.
It reminds me of Halloween because it's orange and black. So she had the top down and the doors down, and we're on the highway, went up to Newburyport.
Oh, fun.
Oh, my God. It just reinforces that I need a Wrangler.
Mm-hmm.
It really does.
You didn't feel like your hair was in your face and everything?
Well, it was up at that point. But when I was down, I let it. When we were on the way back, I let it down. And I just loved how wild it was.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That would drive me crazy.
Well, if you're driving, I can see that.
Yeah. I think when I was driving, I'd be annoyed by it.
Yeah. I would probably always have it up.
I probably wouldn't have a problem if I was the passenger, though.
I wouldn't have a problem driving if I was in Florida with that thing.
No, I probably wouldn't care.
Yeah.
It'd be hot anyway.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It's nice to get the breeze.
Yeah, it was quite a breeze. But no, it was really, really nice. And I loved it. It just reinforces that I need to be someplace warm.
There you go.
My
Someday.
Phone notified
And
me.
so you thought maybe you'd start looking at properties in these places?
Yeah, that's what you walked in on.
Is that what you were doing?
No.
See, is that the way that went?
It's exactly the reason.
Oh my God, I'm so good.
I started local.
I'm like paying attention.
Then I said, forget this. I'm going to look down in Florida and see what they have down there.
I got April's train of thought down to a T.
Don't you worry. Oh, no. I throw curveballs in there. I surprise
Sometimes.
people. Not all the time. I'm not completely predictable.
No, but you're oftentimes predictably unpredictable.
Yeah. What you said. Can you say that 5 times real fast with cake in your mouth?
No. Why would you ask?
Because I can.
True.
Come on now.
Touche.
Well played. Well played.
Oh my God. So anyway, did you enjoy looking at your properties?
I did, but I didn't get very far. I had kind of just started doing that. I was kind of getting paperwork together and things and stuff like that.
Oh, there's Stranger Things shit showing up on your fucking feed.
Well, it's not my feed.
That's the girl.
It's on the page of actually the person we're going to be talking to in about 10 minutes. Where
That's the girl from Stranger Things.
I know it's Mad Max.
I know, right?
That is Mad Max.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Why is that on there?
Because we're talking to him today.
No, what's it about?
Oh. I don't know. He looks like he's just he put a little post up. Oh, he's as if she's listening. She's listening to Illusionsend.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wait, in the thing she was in?
Well, I'm not sure if that's actually what she's listening to, but he might have. Put
Oh, it's
together.
one of those make it look like they're listening to that.
And Illusionsend is the band.
Oh, well, there you go.
We're speaking to actually Jim, just one band member tonight. So I have some of the social platforms opened up. But
interesting.
Speaking of Stranger Things,
Oh my God. I hooked April pretty bad.
Mad at you about this right now.
Nah, you needed to come to the dark side with the rest of us. It's been too long since that's been out.
I kind of jumped that fence pretty fast.
You did.
Yeah, you said last week or 2 weeks ago, you were like, "Hey, you want to come over and watch Stranger Things?" Yep.
Like it's been out for 5 years. Can you come now?
Yeah, I think I can do it now.
Do you feel like you're ready to let it into your life?
I'm ready. I'm ready. But we binged watched. Well, I did the 3 seasons. Now we need to start watching season 4. When can we do that? Can we start it this week?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
All right.
Friday's probably the first time. Thursday I have to go to the practice for that thing I have to sing at on Saturday.
Sarah, my little singer friend.
I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
There's a lot of people and it's adults.
Oh, right. Is it something that I could go to? I probably shouldn't, though.
It's a celebration of life.
Oh.
Someone who had died.
No, I know what that means. No. Yeah.
She committed suicide.
Oh.
Young, like in her 20s.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was one of the girls I work with, Ellen, it's her husband that I'm working on the band with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's her nephew who they were picking out rings. They were going to get married.
Oh, I think
she was
I remember you
depressed,
saying something
and
about this.
didn't know how bad she really was.
Most people don't
No
realize.
one knew. So they're having a thing now.
Yeah.
They had her family's from like South Bend, Indiana, and they're from around here.
Okay.
So they're having it out here too.
Yeah.
And the father's coming as he plays. So it's at the Pavilion at Winter Park in Salem. Mass.
Okay. Well, that is one thing
like
that
outside.
That can get disguised very well as depression.
I know, but I'm nervous about doing that thing.
Don't be nervous.
I haven't done that in front of like other adults in a long time.
You'll be great. It's a nice thing that you'll see there.
And I haven't worked with Brian a lot, so it's like it's kind of like I get how he plays, and it's okay, but I don't want to sound stupid.
You won't.
So that's why. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing Saturday.
That's Saturday. Okay, yeah.
3 p.m. in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But I think Friday I'm not doing anything except it's the last day of school for me.
Friday?
Yep.
I thought the 15th was.
Nope. The kids are out the 16th and we're out the 17th because she's a bitch and she's going to make us come in.
Oh, well.
I hate her.
You know how they are.
She's mad at all of us, so she's enforcing it this year. In the past, she would be like, "You guys can go home. You don't have to do your last day of PD."
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in on Saturday.
Yep, that's exactly what's happening now. Yep.
That would be great. God, that's such a good movie. Mm-hmm. And if you haven't out there in online land, if you've never seen Office Space, you really need to.
So good.
Yep. I'm just not going to go. I'm just not going to pay my bills, and I'm not going to go to work. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
It would be nice.
Yeah. It's awesome.
I've
how
been
he
playing
talks
that
about
game
it.
for like 2 years
I
now.
forgot about that whole like speech he gives to Jennifer Aniston. I don't like any of those things. So I'm just not gonna go.
What about work? Yeah, I'm just not gonna go.
I love it's just funny. He's like, he has no care in the world. He doesn't think he ever has to pay his bills. He's not panicking. He's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna go anymore.
When the other part I liked was when he, because those of you out there who does not know what a cube farm is, you need to go look what a cube farm. And then he drills and he knocks the wall over so we can look out the window.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh god.
I would have loved to have done that.
Me too. Cubicles sucked.
They really.
Although sometimes they're really great.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because you can hide in there. If they don't come around to you regularly, it's a great place to hide. And you can go to your other friends who are in them, and you can go into theirs. And if their supervisor's not around, they don't know you're there either.
Just get under the desk.
No, it happens all the time. That's what my cubicle life consisted of. We all fooled around.
Sneak out early on a Friday.
We were all in our 20s. Everyone didn't give a shit. We were just like...
Yep. Oh, God, I hate cubicles.
I didn't dislike it. I hated it at some points because you couldn't see that there was no windows. Yeah, that sucked.
Well, I just felt, let me put it this way. I didn't always hate it because it did give you an element of privacy to a certain extent.
I loved the privacy.
But I felt like cattle.
We are cattle. Yes, absolutely.
In your little...
Yes, in your lane. Spot. In your lane, child.
But I will say this. One of the things about cubicles, it's kind of like, if I really want to talk to someone, you just stand up. And you just look over. I love that. That was funny. You would have some of your friends, or one of the guys that sat near me. He was diagonally across from me. This kid Scott. We used to call radio shows and try to win contests together. Oh, that's funny.
Because we were near each other on our cupicles, so we had separate phones. So I call and then he'd try to call, and we had it all set up like call number 5, call number 6. So if we would it would say what number he was. 4. Yeah. So I'd be all trying to
I'll be number 5.
We won a bunch of times. It was actually funny. Cool. Little things.
When I worked at Strawman, this is when I met my friend Tony, who you'll meet eventually at some point. We're still friends to this day. So she was obviously on the other side of the wall. And when we first met, she actually thought I was younger than her, which was really flattering because we started talking about TV shows. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sitting at my desk, typing away, and she's standing up and she's, we're chit-chatting, whatever. And we started talking about TV shows, and then I told her, I was talking about the Brady Bunch and Laverne and Shirley. And she's like, wait a minute, how old are you? And I told her, she goes, you're older than I am? And I was like, yeah. And then if I felt like talking and I stood up like, hey, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. So one day she was at a meeting, and she has a dog, a cute little dog named Edelman. And she had one of those, the camera things that you can watch the dog and spit out, like my cousin does with Gus and Max. So I was sitting away, typing up a storm, and all of a sudden I hear, whoa, whoa, I could hear the dog barking. So she had left the video on her phone on with the volume up. So every few minutes I could hear her dog barking. So I peeked over, and then my boss walks over, and I'm looking over, and he's like, what are you doing? I said, nothing. I sat back down, and then the dog barked, and he turned around as he was walking. I was like, it's fine. I just keep walking, because he was like, what the hell are you doing? But I was funny. Like leaning over into her cubicle.
Yeah,
but
there was a lot of that kind of stuff you could have fun with. Yeah, I totally agree.
You can totally have fun.
Yeah. But we used to leave in the middle of the day and stuff and go get ice cream.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Yeah, they didn't even know we were gone. We did it all the time.
You're so important to us.
People didn't notice we were gone. Yeah.
Actually, my boss took me out for lunch when I left there. Most people don't take the temps out.
Yeah, that's it. They liked you a lot.
I was there for almost a year. It was a good job. It was fun, Mm-hmm. But anyway, so listen, we're going to take a quick break because when we come back, we're going to call Jim, who was the founder who is, still the founder of the band Illusionsend. So, like I said, we'll take a quick break. We'll play a couple of his songs, and we'll chit chat with Jim. So don't you guys go anywhere. But let me try that again. We'll be right back.
flame. He hides in dark places, in silent trenches, creeping to the front line. Takes secret rations with no compassion. He wants it all. He'll take it all. Horrible fiend, you unyielding warrior, taking no prisoners, you leave them to die. Some they can stand up, some they defeat you. Lethal phantom, they leave you to die. Desperate foe, so bent on destruction, taking no prisoners and left us to die. Now we will rise up out of the shadows. A lethal phantom will leave you to die. Faithlessness chains to make them ride with us to lands and languages unknown. Sweating, suffering for years on end, like cattle born and bred and grown. How can you say that you're worth more than them? The same blood runs in your veins, devoured by your twisted point of view. The world was never the same. So much hate in your heart that it blinds you, defines you. Poison enwraps your mind. Your name's still dark in our history. Guns and threats to make them ride with us to man-made chambers, smoking camps. Put on a train and never seen again. They never even had a chance. The atrocity of all that you have done. The same blood runs in your veins, devoured by your twisted point of view. The world was never the same. So much hate in your heart that it blinds you, defines you. Poison enwraps your mind. Your name's still dark in our Trust and secrets make them ride with us to a city grand of our own choice. Scream and beg, it matters not to us. Way up here, no one can hear your voice.
Welcome back. And if you guys are just joining us, Sarah and I are about to call Jim, who is the founder of Boston-based band Illusionsend. And let's see, I tried this a minute ago, but
I'm just
apparently...
going to say, are you going to get this right now?
I hope so. Let's see if I can actually dial a phone number. So let's do this. Shut up, Sarah. Shh, be cool, be cool.
Shut up.
Let's see if this works.
Cool as I am.
Oh, I think we're doing it.
Hello?
Hi, is Jim there?
How you doing?
Jim,
This is he.
it's April and Sarah. How are you?
Good, good. April and Sarah, how are you guys
How
doing?
you doing, Jim?
Good. You sound fantastic. Nice and clear. I love it. Love it, love it,
All
love
right,
it.
thank you.
So I was so happy to be able to call you today, and you are actually the second band that I'm interviewing. So I'm still new to this whole band interview realm, but my cousin
Well,
Paul.
so far you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you very much. So my cousin Paul suggested I reach out to you, and I'm really glad I did. And so you and I have been chatting for maybe about a week or so, and I was filling in Sarah on things, and I have your songs. We're playing out through the episode, and basically, I always like finding out what brought people to certain areas of their life. Like for me, with cooking, it's because I love food. People with art. Was there anything specific about music that drew you in, or
Oh, God, funny. When I was a kid, I had always been listening to music and such. I think like one definitive moment that made me want to finally pick up an instrument, like, let's say pick up an instrument again. Like I remember when I was a kid, like in second grade when I was 8 years old, I tried trombone for about 3.5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And, didn't really work out so well, but one good story I do have, like, I remember one time I was a kid and I was watching like, I don't remember, it was like this really cheesy, like Steven Seagal movie called Under Siege.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. And I don't know what it was. I was watching that movie with my dad, and that movie came out like years ago, and I was like 9, 10, 11 years
Wow,
old,
yep.
whatever. And there was this one scene where I forget exactly what was going on, but like it was like they were shooting the submarine or whatever it was from like a view, and I could hear this guitar playing, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And my dad looks over and goes, you like that? I'm like, what is that? It's a guitar. And he's like, that's Jimi Hendrix. That's Voodoo Child.
no
And I was
way.
like, gee, that was the first time I was ever really just like kind of mesmerized by music. Hearing that song by He from that movie and all that was just like, I wasn't in me then, but something was in me to just like want to pick up a guitar. And a couple of years later, I finally did.
Hendrix. I mean, he's one of the icons.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Oh my gosh, that's fun.
That's great. That's an awesome memory.
That is a good memory.
Thank you.
I'll tell you, my father played guitar, and my brother's pretty good at it. And when my father passed away, I kind of had his guitar for a little while, and a few of my friends were musicians, and they would play the drums or whatnot. They would jam, and so they tried teaching me how to play guitar, and I realized how short my fingers really are. Go ahead,
Yep.
Sarah. You could keep laughing, Sarah.
No, I have a similar problem.
Sorry, I'm laughing too.
No, it's just
because
not everyone's cut out for it.
No, and I'm saying to myself, okay, I learned 2 chords, and that was all I needed. I love guitar. I love listening to guitar, but I am so not wired or built to play guitar. So I said to my brother, I said, listen, maybe you should take this because it's collecting dust in my house, and it wants to be played. So, but like you said, you have to, you need the right equipment to play the instrument, and I just did not have the hands for it.
Yeah, I guess it was rumored like kind of like some of those other guitar players, other like Steve Vai and such, Jimi Hendrix. They just had really big, long fingers, so that's how they were able to just grasp the instrument quicker and such.
I'm sure.
But I mean, I'm a teacher on the side, and I tell people like, really, there's no disadvantage. Really, it's just all about heart, really. And I know it's cheesy and like a throwaway line, but it really is. It's just how much you really want it and how much you put into it.
You'll do it, and
you know
you'll
what?
make it happen.
The world needs more cheesy, and it's funny you mentioned the teaching because that was one of the topics I wanted to run by you, and I noticed that you've been teaching. I think I saw on your website for over 10 years. Did I get that correct?
Over 15.
15 years.
Yep.
And like when it comes to teaching, when you have a new student, what would like the favorite part of teaching? Is it kind of like the glimmer in their eye or the hunger that you can sense from them? What's your favorite part when it comes to teaching?
Funny. I'm looking back, and I have one student. I had him for about 3 years. This one young kid named Oscar, and and he was I started with him when he was like 9, 10 years old, and he finally stopped. He wanted to take a break and go over to switch over piano, but he stuck with me for 3 years.
Well, that's good though.
And I think really and it was good. He was really dedicated, really into it. Still is. I email with him every now and then, and he's still picking it up. but he's just like, he's one of those kids, like, he just definitely wants to try out like other instruments and such, which is great, which is healthy.
Oh, absolutely.
I think for me, I think it was good to see like the accomplishment that he did do, from like literally not knowing what a guitar did at all, not knowing where to place your fingers, how to place them on, blah, blah, all that kind of stuff too. Like, I remember the last somewhat lessons, like, Oscar, let me just say something, we could do lessons whenever you want to pick it up again, but you're no longer learning. You know how to play guitar. And you just kind of give it this look like, yeah, you're right. I finally understand it. So
that's awesome.
It's promising to people to like, who are like, for students to pass, for teachers and to pass on the information and all that. And like, I think for me, it's like when kids really, students, I'm not just saying kids, sorry, but students just really get into it and they take it to heart. Because sometimes, it's not for everybody. It may last a couple months, sometimes even a couple weeks, something, then they kind of get bored, they fizzle out, whatever. Some people, they just really get into it and they just keep it going for years.
Yeah, that's so true. Those are the people who have passion. Passion for it.
Because I was wondering
There's a difference.
If you, well, yeah, it is. It's like you said, it's about the heart and passion.
Yeah, he's saying it's the heart. That's why he likes that story the best. But it's interesting that you should do you find that you feel even more about a student who has who it was even harder for them to learn it and even harder for them to grasp it, and then when they grasp it and they get really good at it and they even master it, that's even better. Because there's some people who just quickly kind of take to it, like almost like very quickly.
No, it's fine. I can't explain even myself. Like I kind of still joke around or whatever you want to say that. Like I still kind of struggle with it. But I mean, some people, they just like, it's almost like they were just born to do it. I mean, whatever you want to call it, I don't know, something in them. I don't know. I really don't. Some people are just born to do it. Some people, like, they really have to work at it to get at it.
Yeah.
So I'm a special ed teacher. So for me, like to have the kid that really wasn't talented at it and pushed themselves and got themselves to be talented because of the passion, that means like so much more to me. I love that.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful thing.
It's like when they kind of have like some kind of a disadvantage. And
and you never know where they could go with it.
If they just really want to just like, how do I come over this and whatever, it is kind of rewarding to see. It's like, you really, like you see them, wow, you really put a lot of effort into this. So that's always a reward.
I always find that is more, like you said, it's more rewarding to see. And not that it's not rewarding, like you said, to see somebody, it just comes naturally. But when you have somebody who truly has the love for something and they struggle at it at first, but then they stick with it and they practice and practice and practice.
Yep.
And you know what?
I've got like a woman now I'm teaching. She's probably like, I can't exactly say how old she is, but she's working mom, mother of two. In between work and being, of course, a mom and all that, she tries to play the guitar, and I've been teaching her for about like maybe 5 months now. And she's one of those people, like, she's really just, okay, I've dedicated where like, okay, an hour a day, and if I have to, I'll break it up. Like maybe like a half an hour at this time, then another half hour at this time, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to learn the guitar. And she's been doing it, which is even better too. It seemed like someone who, like, let's just say they, very educated, doesn't have any, like, let's just say disadvantages. They just really know, like, this is something I just want to do. I said to myself, I'm going to do it. And they went ahead and they did it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
And I love that it's a woman. And this brings me to something do you ever, Alice Cooper, obviously. His guitarist, I think her name is
Nita Strauss.
Nita Strauss. I was going to say Nikki Strauss.
The Hurricane Nita Strauss. She's an amazing player.
Insanely amazing. I went to see Alice Cooper once, and a few years ago, with my friend Chris and his daughter Lydia. And he's been bringing his daughter Lydia since she was like 3. So, and she's got a couple of Alice's. What are the things? What's the thing that he throws into the crowd? The pole thingy. Oh my God, my mind's going blank. The term.
Oh, you know what I'm what he, you mean like what he did, like his like wand, his baton, what do you want to call it?
She's got like 2 of his wands, but
oh, wow.
I had no idea that he had a female guitarist until I went to the concert, and I was absolutely in awe. And I'm like, she's badass.
Well, there's also Nancy Wilson.
Yes. Yes.
There's a lot out there.
There's amazing
like,
ones.
If you follow Nita Strauss, I've seen her a couple times too with Alice, and what I love about that lineup, he's really good with like knowing like, okay, he goes through his entire catalog from like the Alice Cooper band back in the 70s to his like 80s metal heyday to his like, the stuff he does today. And he's really, if you take a look and listen to his sound live, he's really good with the guitar players, what he chooses them to do.
Yep.
Nita does the flat out crazy heavy metal guitar shredding.
Yeah, she's so
and
good at that.
And his two other guitar players. Oh, what was that?
She's so good at that.
Oh, yeah. She can play like a mile a minute. She's faster than most of the boys out there.
Yeah.
But I mean, what I like too is the two guys there. They're great too, but they're the ones who kind of do like the classic 70s bluesy kind of pentatonic stuff, where it's just like Mia's the one who shines out the most, because not just because she's a woman, because like if you look at, she's faster than the guys on the stage there with the soloing and
it's the choice of the music that she plays. That's the stuff everybody knows.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's I love it, and I love that you're a teacher. So if you had a student who kind of brings me back to the struggling student that really wants to do this, but they want to give up kind of deal, where the passion is there, that they really want to do it, but they're getting so frustrated with themselves that they just say, they kind of like throwing their hands up and they want to quit. Like, would you say anything specific to them to help them maybe get through that phase? Or
yeah, I've had a few students in the past where like it's been hard for them to, like, let's just say, do simple things like forming a chord to playing a certain scale, playing notes and all that. And I always say to them, like, I just say, like, don't give up. Like, I always try to say to them, like, take a look at what you're doing and, okay, correct the little mistake. Like, okay, if you're forming a chord, and if, like, let's just say it's something simple, like, okay, you can hear a buzzing because one of your fingers, which is on one of the strings making a note, it's blocking the other one. Then there, just try to maneuver your fingers around, shift things around to make sure you correct it. Then I tell them, like, okay, right there now, okay, we've made the correction. Now, I understand you might be frustrated that it's going to take you a little bit longer to just remember how to, like, form that chord because you were so used to doing it one way, but you did it another way. You have to do it another way now. But I mean, I kind of tell them patience is a big thing. If you keep doing it, practicing exercises of just doing things at a certain pace in a certain way, you will build up the proper timing and speed for
like
that.
Sports.
I mean, I always try to explain that to them. It's like, listen, patience is a big thing with that, because if you keep practicing, get at it, before you know it, you'll master it.
And you know what? Honestly, I think that is one of the biggest things with teaching and learning is that you can't just, I mean, you can. I'm sure that this has happened, but with a lot of people, I mean, I take myself, for example, when it comes to, and the one thing I can just think of is when it comes to cooking. I was not the cook I am now 10 years ago, but it's because I've always been a cook, and I'm trying new things and modifying and tweaking, and let me try this instead of this, and let me see this, if this works and whatnot. Now it's kind of like you put a bunch of ingredients in front of me and I can probably make you a great dinner type of thing. Or,
awesome. Yep.
But it's the same thing with the music and with what Sarah said with sports. It's just a matter of
it's patience. It's
patience and
time.
And time. And that's, I think, the part that people forget, that you do have to invest in this. It's not something you're not going to get. Oh, you're not always going to get the instant gratification. I mean, some people you might.
That's a problem for this group, for today's youth.
I know, I feel like such an old man when I say that nowadays, too. It's like, what's wrong with these kids today?
Yeah, but we're teachers. Like, it's the truth.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, I can admit, though, like, I always joke around, like, I'm kind of like in between X and millennial. Like, X, I grew up on, like, video games, and millennial because, like, I kind of quasi-understand technology.
No, that's all of us.
That's what we all are,
Yeah, no, I think...
But I mean, it seems like, I don't, like I said, like, sorry, let me go outside and yell at a cloud, but it sounds like, though, like, it seems like we're living in a much more different age where, like, we even need more instant gratification.
That's crazy.
On things.
Yep. I think personally, and because I'm also Gen X, we're all Gen X here. We've seen the birth of a lot of things. Like, we were the last generation to play outside until the streetlights went on, but we've also watched the birth of video games and the birth of the real birth of cell phones. Although cell phones I'm sure were available before when we were a lot younger, but
it wasn't part of what we all
did. When they really kind of surfaced.
No.
It's really.
They weren't smartphones
and stuff like this. Yeah, no, there wasn't. Like you said, like
it's the smartphone thing. It's the dopamine and the cortisol and the excitement you get when you lift it up, and the reward system and everything else that's part of it. Not to get off on a tangent.
I'm not a psychologist, but I mean, I understand what you're talking about there, though. It's just like, it's just like the interaction we know with the children and we have.
But that makes them so much.
Even we as adults have that too. That kind of like joy of the cell phone. It's just like, wow. I remember, like,
we all do.
If I said to myself this 20 years ago, I'd probably never believe it, but we are living in that age now.
I think that has to do with why they have to have everything so fast.
Yes.
Yep.
And they don't have the patience to sit a lot.
Yeah.
That's really hard for them.
I think what everybody needs to do, and something that I've done recently, is watch Stranger Things and realize that's what you have to remember.
I know
There
you could live,
you go.
you could live
Yep.
on that side.
Here's a
upside down.
walkie-talkie. This is how it worked. And if you want to know where your friends are, find all the bikes in the front yard.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
So
I thought you
where's
were
lunch
talking
today?
about
It's
there being
whoever's
different
house you
dimensions.
want. It's whoever's house you went to, and that mom
Yep.
made you lunch there.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then if I
Yep.
was outside the house more than 10 minutes after the lights went on, my mother was screaming out the door, and I'm like, I got to go. I'm going to be in trouble. Nowadays, let's put the little locator on the phone. Oh, they're over there.
They're down the street.
Yeah.
But so you sent me about 5 songs, and
Yeah.
So when it comes to writing, and a couple of the next 2 questions basically kind of tie together. Like what inspires you, and out of these songs, like I mean, I would imagine personal experiences, or maybe, a thought crossed your mind, or like a I don't know. Like when I write poetry, I'll think of like one sentence, I'll write it down, and then I can write a whole poem out of it. But is it something like a personal experience? Like how does your inspiration come to you? And like in any of these songs, which I'm thinking probably all of them, do any of them have like a really specific story behind it, like a personal experience that created that song?
Well, actually, my singer Anne-Marie Cleary, she is the one who writes all the lyrics.
Okay.
Now, if you want something like the song "Never the Same," if you listen to it, like now she's really good at like alluding to things. She doesn't flat out say what she's singing about, but she does do like a lot of allusions, alluding to certain issues. I think the song "Never the Same," like that's like I think the first one we all wrote together, and Anne-Marie laid down the lyrics for. And I think what she was talking about at the time was just being like, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry, give me a sec there. I'm trying to think of like what she was saying, what she was writing about specifically. Was like, what it was is about human oppression throughout the ages.
Okay.
If you take a look at what was like in some of the lyrics, like I think some of the lyrics, I'm sorry, is like whips and chains. And she's talking right there about people like, let's just say minorities of like, throughout the ages and all that, being blamed for the ills of the world at the time and being oppressed, like being put into, camps and like things like that. That's what she was going for at the time. That's what she was, I'm sorry, not at the time. That's what she was writing about.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, if you also, too, now, if you listen to the song Mercenary, too, that one, I mean, I'd say, play it and take a listen to the lyrics. But then actually what she was writing about was actually battling and fighting cancer.
See, I find that sometimes the darker issues in life sometimes bring out a lot of creativity in people. And I think that you can get a lot of positive messages out of it too. Because, I mean, when I write poetry, sometimes when I was down back in the day in college, I had a little more, maybe my darker sides, where you stress and anxiety and things like that. You start writing and it reflects in your writing. But I also found that music that had similar lyrics to say what I was writing or whatnot, it kind of resonated.
Yeah.
And
It does. Yep. Yeah. I remember like that is the song Mercenary. It's not much like she herself battling cancer, but she had a family member that she was like, feeling for, of course. And that just right there, that just kind of went right on to right there. Just, she just started writing coming from that, with the music I was coming up at the time. I told her too, like, you've got free range to write whatever you want about. And that's what she put down to, from pen to paper.
Yes. Now, when it comes to your music, I noticed on your website, and when I post the episode and whatnot, I'm going to put a lot of the contact information in the websites and list everything. But I noticed that you describe your music. It says metal, symphonic, and progressive, and I was like, that's an interesting combination of music styles. Is there anything else that you could throw in with that, as far as description for your music, or is that kind of pretty much nail it right on the nose?
That kind of nails it right there. That's what we're going for. Like, of course, the big one was heavy metal. We're all inspired by that.
Yep.
We're definitely progressive because we've got those like ideas of like along the lines like Dream Theater, Rush. Those other bands where like it's like definitely like kind of like difficult, hard compositions to try to write and strive for. And symphonic because at the time when I first started this band, I had the idea in my head for a while. I was listening to a lot of inspired by like a lot of those like, you know, Nordic, Finnish, Swedish bands, kind of like Nightwish, Epica, such like that. I was really influenced and inspired by those to do something like this.
Oh, absolutely. And there's not a lot of that in this area, too. And I love that you guys are Boston-based. And, you know, as far as being in Boston, I know, like I said, I got your name from Paul from the band Melt. And I know that you guys have all been in the circuit for some time. Is there a venue in Boston that you like more than, say, others? I mean, obviously, I'm not saying that, you know, which one would be your favorite, I guess I would say.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot of great ones out there. Like, what was it? I mean, the Middle East is always a fun time to play. I played the Upstairs a few times.
Yep.
The new club it's kind of quasi-new. It's going on for a couple of years now. The Jungle in Somerville. I really like that place.
Oh, I think, yeah.
Yeah. Paul with Melt just played there like a couple of weeks ago.
They did, yes.
Yep, yeah. So I've been liking that. I'm trying to think of some of their venues. We just played Ralph's in Worcester. That place has been around for a long time, and we love. I mean, I've been there a bunch of times for like you know just seeing bands and such a play. We finally get to play there.
Yep. And
it's a great venue. I mean, it's really known as like a heavy metal hard rock venue. So I was really glad to play that place.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, before we wrap it up, just I want to find out: do you have any upcoming gigs? Because I'm definitely going to include that in any postings. Any shows that you want to mention?
No, actually, nothing right now. We're kind of just doing a little bit of regrouping and such right now.
Okay.
We're going to be meeting up this Wednesday to rehearse and such and go over things. But hopefully, like maybe as the time goes on, we'll start getting back out there. It's great because, like, you know, I mean, I'm not saying COVID's gone away, but, you know, we kind of know we're kind of things are kind of somewhat returning to normal. So a lot of places are finally just opening up at like full capacity. You don't have to worry about a mask. All you have to do is make sure you're vaccinated and such.
Yep.
So we're hopefully like, you know, we're going to, once we're done, you know, after a couple of, you know, just regrouping and all that, hopefully we can get back out there and start getting them some venues again.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I think it's been fantastic talking with you. And so what I'm going to do here is, so I notice I have some of your social platforms up. So anybody out there who is interested, they can get in touch with you on Instagram and, you know, YouTube. You have Twitter, you have Facebook. And I notice we have two different sites for you. We have one which is illusionsend.com, www.illusionsend.com. They can contact you through there, which the email, and correct me if I'm wrong, is theendbeginsisnow, all one word, @gmail.com. So if anybody wants to reach out to you guys there. And I also have your email for lessons as metalgym1981 @gmail.com. You can also find that on www.metalgymrocks.com.
Yes.
And what I'm going to do is, like I said, I've been playing the music throughout the episode. I'm going to throw this all together. I'll include all of your contact information. It's been really, really nice talking with you tonight, Jim, and I really appreciate you letting me give you a quick call. Thank
you both for reaching out to me. I really appreciate it. It was a fun time.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Yeah. Hit me up sometime. Like, you know, if you have any more upcoming gigs or whatnot, I can throw you guys back in the loop and then do another quick posting and mention any upcoming gigs. So feel free to email me anytime.
Thank you.
All right, we'll talk soon.
Peace out.
Yep, you guys keep it going. Thank you. Appreciate everything.
Absolutely, no problem. And I'll let you know. I'll send you an email once everything's all completed and up.
Okay, yes, very good. Yeah, and I'll post it on our stuff, our social media and all that too.
Perfect. Thanks again, and have a great night. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Just a moment in a timeless space, trying to remember your face. I can reach out, I have gone beyond. I'm barely breathing in this darkening sky. A desert in my mind, a chasm in my consciousness. you speak of such oppression. Good threat in my name. Don't hold it back, just say it. You won't rest until you do. If you fall on your sword, you will bleed to death. It's too much. I can't bear it. Holy ground. You gotta do it. Scream aloud. Catalyze. Close your mouth, but never close your eyes. I've sacrificed my sanity to keep an even keel. Swallowing truth and slander to keep my reality real. There is no path of recourse, no choice but to endure. I've choked on misconceptions until I can't take it anymore. My monstrous nightmares, I just want to scream. Your lack of understanding, so callous, coarse, and cold. Don't say a thing, just live with it. You gotta bury it deep down. Nothing will ever change. Gotta keep it all inside. It's too much. I can't bear it. Holy ground. You gotta do it. Scream aloud. Catalyze. Close your mouth, but never close your eyes. I've sacrificed my sanity to keep an even keel. Swallowing truth and slander to keep my reality real. There is no path of recourse, no choice but to endure. I've choked on misconceptions, and I can't take it anymore. Misconceptions, and I'm not gonna take it anymore. I'm not gonna take it anymore.
We're back, and I have to hurry this up because Sarah's tired. But we just spoke to Jim from Illusionsend, and it was a really good conversation. I was really happy we were able to chit-chat with him for a while. And we're going to keep this part quick because she's giving me the evil eye. And, well, before we go,
done
Sarah.
anything. I'm just sitting here.
Here, Sarah.
Oh, now she wants me to sign crap after she, lies about how I'm acting.
You know the drill.
Jeez.
I even filled part of it out for you. I put the date.
She's a piece of work, isn't she?
Yeah, I'll hold the phone
She's
for
a
you.
piece of work, folks.
I'm a piece of work. But Sarah, no, thank you for always coming over, especially if it's on a weeknight, because,
It's almost over.
It's 8:15. It's so late.
It's almost over.
She said it was almost dark out and she needs to leave.
I am working this week. I have to be to work at 7:20. You know how early it is. Shut up. Jeez. From someone who doesn't work, sitting there giving me the stink eye over there about having to go to bed early.
You know,
Did you see this?
I did
Yes.
see that. She is.
No more of that crap.
Is that a bird?
Yes, it was a bird that didn't have wings. It's not flying
Not
anywhere.
all birds have wings.
Nope. Not all.
And I do see you ate that whole piece of cake.
I did. I told you I would.
I was watching you. You were so delicate. The whole conversation, you were taking teeny tiny bites. You were so. I would have eaten that thing in 30 seconds.
It was really rich.
I know it was really good, but no. And again, always thank you for coming over and staying
thanks.
up almost past your bedtime. April's gonna be up till frickin' 2.
Yes, she friggin' will be.
The other night, I literally could not fall asleep, but that's only because the last time I was up at 2:30 was the last time I was waiting for surgery to happen.
Oh no, not
Yeah,
again.
This is like
it's happening. It's a mind meld thing. We gotta watch the stuff. So we'll be seeing each other soon anyway because we're gonna watch some of the series.
Stranger Things.
We gotta finish the series before you have your surgery.
Yeah, let's watch the whole thing
Yeah.
on Friday.
Okay, Friday.
Call out sick.
I can't call out sick.
All right, so
Nope. Nope.
don't call out sick.
Nope. But I'll be home at 2:30.
2:30. So I'll be there at 2:31.
Sure. Yep.
2:35.
That's fine. Give me a minute or two.
I'll give you 5 minutes to
All right, good,
2,
yep.
2:35.
Mhm.
No, but no, I'm kidding. We'll get together on Friday. We'll watch Stranger Things season 4.
Yep.
I love that show.
If we have to, we'll also watch it on Sunday.
Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Father's Day. I have no
Oh.
purpose. No purpose,
I
folks.
have no purpose.
No purpose to do that. There's no obligation.
I have no purpose.
Yeah, my dad doesn't give a shit nor live here.
That's-
And I don't have a husband. So there's that.
I don't have a husband.
Right. I don't have to like glorify my husband that day.
Nope.
And so that's it for me. I got no other like father shit to do.
So Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday's good too. Yeah.
I'll let you know about Sunday.
Okay, let me know about
So I
that.
may have a lot going on Sunday.
I'll throw some love at Chuck for a couple minutes, and then he'll go off and be with his kids.
That works.
Yeah, and then I'll see you.
Yeah.
All right, so we've worked it out, folks. We're watching Stranger Things. So after April's surgery, when she's feeling up to it, there's going to be a Stranger Things discussion.
Oh, yeah, we're going to do Stranger Things.
Yes,
episode.
that's going to happen in one of the next podcasts.
The plan is made.
Yep. Did I sign that too?
No, dummy.
You took it away before I could sign it.
Well, you dropped
That's
the
what I
pen. You
thought.
dropped the pen like it was the mic.
There you go. Now it's dropped.
That's it, the mic.
All right. Well,
Drop the pen.
let's ring this out.
Listen, I say those things.
Okay.
I love when you
say.
like to take over. You're so cute. But anyway, so again, thank you for coming over. This was a fantastic episode. I can't wait to put it together. All of you out there who would like to drop us a line, email me anytime, April@thelilypadpodcast.com or
The Lilypad Podcast at gmail.com.
you are so good at that
I'm
now.
getting better.
You really are.
I
And
know.
we'll be seeing you on the Lily Pad.
remorse to 1,000 until I must wait.